Hello, and this is He Lies FLP. It's me, Healthy, and I haven't done a video for a long while. I didn't even do a video for the Christmas because I was so down because my father died, and it was so like a roller coaster, in and out the hospital, in and out the hospital. By the time I was done, all my energy was drained. Everything just seeped out of me. And I had a video where I said it was the pain we bear. I was talking about the hospital and the doctors and how they don't really love the job they're in. And it was very sad indeed, because it was the same thing I said in the video. I didn't want to carry him back there, but when he was going down, I had no choice. And these people, it was sad, these people sent this man home and he was half dead. And I had to go up there and spend whole day in that hospital. Whole day, whole night. I came home in the night time around 1 o'clock. And I had to ask them what is the problem, and they told me that my father wouldn't make it, he had an infection and blah blah blah. But as a person like myself, always know what's coming. I had dreams and all with him. The day he died, he came in my dream and he was talking to me, told me he could walk again. And when my brother delivered the news that he died, I just went and cried. But it's the saddest thing. Imagine you love someone and you have to be praying that they die because they're suffering so much. It's not the fact that he was suffering with pain, you know. He was gracious that he wasn't suffering with pain. It's what was happening to him. And the doctors keep secrets from us. Is when he died, they told me what he had. And it was sad. Everything was just strange in the fact that I knew he was gonna die. Just like my mother, I knew she was gonna die. And I had no choice but to accept this. Well, for my mother, I cried more because I was more attached to her. Must be she breastfed me a lot when I was young. Oh yes. And he died. And I just like my mother, I send him off. I feed people, I give people food to eat. That is how I do it. Because I believe that is his send-off. And before he died, we talked about it, just like I talked to my mother about it a long time ago. And imagine they bury him on the same day my mother died, which was strange indeed. She died 2020, he died 2022. Can you see the numbers? Wow. And as I always talk in my video, these things could hamper your mental state. And for me, I knew exactly what I had to do. And this is what I do. I'm planting a garden. When my mother was alive, I planted this garden. I was planting this garden and I said, let me go back. Here is where I am right now in my garden. And I'm drinking carrot water. This is for heat. My brother used to suffer with a lot of rash. And my father was traveling in a car with a woman, and the woman said, I see your son is have heat. She said when she was a young child, she had a lot of heat, and the heat make rash all over the skin. And she told him that he blend carrot and make water and drink it in the morning. Because the heat, when dry season come, all of a sudden I always have this heat rash on my skin. So I decided to try it and see if it could do good for me. And I see results going on, slowly but surely. The body takes time to heal, as usual. And I said, let me change my life, because what I saw my father go through during his illness, and he teach me lessons that I needed to learn. that it's time I see about myself. I lose my two parents. I feel so lost with two. I don't feel, yes, I feel lost without them. But I could survive without them. Because my father grew me in a way that I could survive. And as I always said, parents don't have manual, but my father, the way my father moved with me, he toughened me up for this life here. Like many people, people think things happen in their life and they're not lucky. No, it is just to strengthen you, and either you take it as it is or you let it destroy you. And it didn't destroy me. So here I am in my garden. I'm going to plant up my garden, and I will show you my garden when I start to plant and think what I'm going to plant. And I even have things up here where I already plant. I will show you them, and yes, put my hand in the dirt. You see, when you're stressed out, I always say, find something to calm the spirit, to make you feel good. You can't afford to sit down, and I keep myself busy. I start planting flowers all over the place. I want to encourage bees and butterfly up in my garden. I will start to plant flowers up here and mix them with mixing herbs, and can you hear the birds chirping? And this is my healing. A lot of people don't know when they are stressed is to find something that will bring you back from this. And my plan was a garden. Go back to my garden and start planting. Put things down. The best thing is when you plant something and eat it. This is an organic garden I will be planting. No pesticides, nothing. I have one big of a heap here, and I saw a lot of compost underneath there. I would put a little in my garden and see how my garden go. If things happen, I just pull them out and try all over again until I get the hang of this, because this will be my healing for a long while. For a lifetime, I say, because I always liked the idea of gardening. Since I was a little girl, I used to come in the back of the house and juke my corn and my peas, and and behind me, you see this big tree. It's a plum tree. Me and my father planted it. The neighbor had it over on the other side, and we cut off piece and planted it with the plum on it and everything. And it didn't take a while. It took about 3 or 4 years for it to start making plums. Try a little thing, and things getting harder. So this will be me healing, and I will have things to eat from it. And I want to change my life and live healthy and get the body all active again, because when you sit down, sickness take over your soul, and you need this. Behind you have fresh air and some carrot water, cool down the soul. And that hospital gave me trouble with my father, as I always thought they would. Trouble. Imagine, you carry your father up, you see him going down, you carry him up to the hospital, and they brought him back. And he wasn't even responsive. They brought him back to my home, to our home. And I think, what really is these doctors are up to? Really and truly. A sick man, you send him back home? Man, imagine I felt like I was bolted down. When I heard them bringing him, I was on my bed, I bolted down. It's like somebody take a nail and nail me to my bed, like they nailed Jesus Christ to the cross. It was, I knew, I just felt it. And my father wasn't in his right state, and they sent him home. Imagine that, they sent him home. And I told myself, do not go in the back there and look at your father, because I know if I see how he looks, I will just get angry. And the next day I went, and so said, so done. You just get these vibes. It's been happening to me since you just get these vibes. And when I went, my father wasn't, I said, okay. They sent him back home for him to spend a little time in his home, and I will carry him back. I went up to the hospital and I asked them, woo! Morning! Someone's calling me. Yeah, girl, I'm doing my garden, girl. And I'm doing my video. Right. It's my neighbor. I always been nice to my neighbor. She calling me out and I tell her I'm doing my video. And it's it's just sad. You have to be so sad all the time. But you have to get over it. I knew he was gonna die because I had dreams. I even dreamed his friend, one of his best friend who died, came to me and he said, you know, he's not gonna make it, and he's coming and reach you, but we would take good care of him. That was long before he went down. He said we would take good care of him, we would keep his company, we would enjoy life. And it was his friend. He was sick too, and he was well dressed. And I keep getting dreams. The time I came and carried him up, before they sent him back home, I had a dream, and then I carried him up, and then I dreamed him again before he died. When they called me to go and see my father, and they told me he died, we already knew he died. Because when I carried him up the night, I knew he wasn't coming back home. For sure, I knew he wasn't coming back home. And when they told me he had an infection and all this, they didn't surprise me because as I saw the service of the hospital and what they gave me. So in this life, nothing surprises you. Nothing's supposed to surprise you. Look out for the worst, but never let the worst keep you down. You have to get up. Just go again. That is something we all have to face sooner or later in our lives. And some of us choose to act like we're not gonna die. And this is why I want to know why human beings act the way we are all gonna die sooner or later. Rich, poor, everybody's gonna die. And I believe what you do with your life will determine when you're gonna die, how you're gonna die. With peace, with what? When the last time I saw my father, I went in the hospital because I go up there every time and see him. And when I went up to the hospital and I held his hand, he held me with this tight grip. It's like he didn't even want me to leave. I knew that his time was coming, and there was nothing I could do about it. All I knew, he was coming, and I made up my mind that he's gonna go soon. And everything. When I went up there and they told me he died and thing, the doctor asked me if I want to see him. And I didn't even want to see my mother because I know I would have break down because I was crying all the time because I knew she was going to die. And they asked me to see him. And I told them no at first, and then I said, okay, I will see him. And when I went and saw him, he had this peace on his face. Even when they was burying him, I reached later and I wanted to see it because I was doing things at home to prepare to feed people to send him off. And I told him I want to open the casket to see him. And there he looked. He had this where he liked hats. I gave him everything he wanted and sent him off nicely. When they told me in the hospital, I went and see him, and the peace I saw on him, even in his box, he looked peaceful. Because he was a man always talking about death and want to go because this world was just, to see what's going on in the world was just tear him apart. And he always saying mankind can live better than this. And I say too, mankind can live much better than this, and we choose not to. Some people just like it as it is. And I saying as human beings we could live better because we all have to die. Nobody can. Some people in their mind put this down as they're not gonna die. For what reason or the other, we all are gonna die. One time or the other, we are gonna die. And after my father died, I intend to live my life different. I want to go travel. I want to see the world. I want to do things because my whole time in my life, it was about others. I was there for my parents. I was there for two of them, down to their last. Run up and down with them. I take care of my niece and nephew. I've been taking care of my brothers and sisters. I've been doing this for a long time and leave myself out of it. And now I need self-love. I loved myself before, but not enough to see about my health, to take care of myself, and this is what I'm doing now. I drink a lot of herb tea, get myself go active, come up in the garden. If it's a half an hour, and I even have my shop to open up and do something. Get myself busy, go more out and travel more and, get myself active. And this is what people are supposed to do. Just because my father died, I cannot die with my parents. I had to go on. And this is what everybody must know. Grieving is for time. And I wouldn't grieve that much because I spend much time as possible with them before they go. And this is what people do. They wait until people die and then cry about it. You don't cry about it. You spend time with the people whom you love before they go. I spend time with my mother. I spend time with my father. Although me and my father were like a parliament, the opposition. He always asks me why I behaved. Because he find I supposed to behave as him. And I always tell him, everybody have their way and this is my way. My way. People always want to tell a person how they're supposed to behave. No one can tell you how you're supposed to behave. You're supposed to know and be in yourself, Be yourself. And a lot of people want to be other people. I love being myself. People will do me thing and I will just dismiss it. Because I find life is short and I have no time to be fretting over people and their drama. What they do, what they think they're doing to me, it's none of my business. All I know, I have to live and I have to survive and I have to heal myself from this drama. And there's always drama. Many times people try to fight me down, I just stay there, wait it out and see what will happen, and it always happens this way. It always go back to them because I'm not fighting it. I see that happen to me many times. People cry me down and say it in my heart, go to what I do. Always, it's like somebody's looking over me all the time because this is what I do. I do not hurt people. I do not do anything to people. My father was so amazed because I always told my father when he gets sick, I will be the one who's there for him. And he never took me on until it happened. And he keep telling me why I am doing all this and why I am doing all that. I said, because you're my father. You understand? You're my father. I came out from him. I am his seed. And my mother carried the egg. She carried me right through. People think because parents done things to them. A parent doesn't have a manual, as I always say. People do not have manual to their life. And what my father he put me through things just to make me tougher. I used to talk to him about how he made me feel, and he thought I didn't like him and all this. No. When somebody tells you the truth, it's just they want you to know what they're dealing with, who they're dealing with. And people think truth is some hurtful thing. It is not a hurtful thing. It's just for you to know that we care so much for you to tell you the truth how we feel. You understand? A lot of people think that, and I even have a video. If you want to know if it's truth or lies you want to hear or what. Because apparently people want to dull down the truth and they will feel better, but the truth is there. He told me, why am I fighting up with him? And I said, what do you want me to do? You are my father. You understand? I can't abandon you. I cannot leave you. I'm here for you, and that is what I'm here. Everybody have their purpose in this world, and I'm serving my purpose. And right now, my purpose is about me now. I have done work. If I could help other people, I will. That is the thing about me. I don't expect to get anything from you. I don't want to get, even I grown my nephew, and I sent him on his way because he was getting too much for me. And he came back and visited me and he said, Auntie, I ain't even bringing no money for you. And I told him, I said, that is not what I want from you, I want your life to be great. I want you to do the right thing for yourself and you won't have no worries in life. And when people life going downhill, they always ask themselves, why my life is going downhill? because things keep happening because you are doing the wrong thing. Try something else until you find the thing that works for you. All my life, although life was everybody burden I was carrying, it wasn't too much for me to carry because I was strong enough to carry people burden for them. Now my father's passed, my last parent. I would try my best to help myself, do things for myself. Because I always been doing things for myself since a young child. I used to cut people's yard. I even tried going in the sea, fishing. I tried so many things. And I just love garden. I like the smell of the earth. You know, when you're digging up that earth, and I doing things by hand. I fork my earth up. I use a machete or a cutlass. That is my exercise. Every morning, as a rule, I drink a little lemon water. And up in my garden, that gives me the energy for the day. And I start working, do my little thing, and then I will go down back in my yard and see what I could do down there again. So whole day, and then I take my relaxed time. You see, when you have things in your life that is stressing you out, find things to occupy your mind, find things you love to do, and do it. And right now, I'm chilling out. It seems like nature. Because up here, cool scene. All you could hear is the birds chirping in the background. But this is I'm on my healing journey to heal myself from all the drama that was going on in my life. Now I'm at peace after all this work. And I say my work is not done. Because I would like to tell people out there, just because your life is hard, do not think that it is worse. Because my life, since I taking care of my brothers and sisters, as I say, I help out. I always doing that. Don't let anyone put you down because this is your strength you are building. Responsibility is a practice for you as a young child. So when you get older as an adult, you're well into responsibility. You know how to operate. You know how to deal. So this is for the young people out there who thinking that mommy leaving me home to see about the children and the other younger one. It is preparing you for life so that you will be a better parent or a better person in the community. Responsibility at a young age is not bad. But I enjoyed myself as a youth too. I went to school. I ran around. I had fun. But I had responsibility early and it teach me things that other people who don't have responsibility haven't. I know to cook. I know how to paint. I do a little thing in the earth. I do a lot of things. I'm good with my hands. That is what I am good with my hands. And responsibility is not bad. So when you're bitching all the time saying that they leave me home to do this, it's no, they are building character. Don't think of this as something bad. Think of it as something good. You understand? So remember, if you have any questions to ask me, you could ask. Young people out there, I want to move. I want to help people understand that life is short and make the best of it through any circumstances. I may not have a lot of money, but still I'm living comfortable. My father's prepared this for me. And I am very grateful to that man. Although when he was living, he thought I wasn't grateful. I was very grateful to him because I could have been in a situation as a young child, although he wasn't this perfect father, and there is no such thing as perfect. As I always say, he wasn't a perfect father, but he was a father. He provided for his family. And this tribute is to my father, who provided for his family, no matter what, and people always have things to say. My father grew me in a way that I could survive. And I thank him for this. And may he rest in peace. And to all the young people out there whose life is hard, this is not to get you weak or anything like that. It just makes you strong. Because I am strong in my thing and I will work on myself. I will work hard on myself and make my health come back, because to tell you the truth, I am coming back from, because when you take care of people, they drain you down to the capacity of no energy. I was so tired. To see my father going through them, I was so tired. But I was so grateful. This has strengthened me even more. And to who out there, this is Heal Thyself, LP, and this is me, LP. Peace out.